everybody, Poop Witch X here, and today I'm accompanied by the beautiful, adorable, sweet, and infectious TotallyKayt. TotallyKayt, how are you? Welcome to Coven Conversations.
I am wondrous. How are you, my dear?
I am doing so well, and I wanted to ask you, what are your pronouns?
My pronouns are she, her.
Thank you for sharing that. Mine are as well. So first of all, you are a side questie with me. Let's just get that right out of the bag. Amazing human being and also a fellow side quest teammate. And you got in side quest the last round, right?
Actually, they had reached out right before and did kind of like the, it was like they essentially did scouting. Yes. And so that was...
I remember it was a big deal because I remember like you, and it was only like you and one other person, right? That got like
me
scouted.
And Blizz. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I thought, which is such a cool, like, what the heck? That is amazing. And you are a new streamer, right?
I have streamed previously, but I did come back after having a baby. And so like started back this whole new thing. We did like a year of streaming, and then I kind of wanted to take time off to focus on my pregnancy. And then I came up with this whole new idea for what I wanted a channel to be. And that's
how long ago was it? How long ago was it before you had your baby? How long was it before that you were streaming?
Probably on and off a year and a half.
Oh, okay. And then you took the time off, had your baby?
Yes.
Which you call baby games, right?
Yes. My partner is Neighbor Games, and so we refer to baby games.
Yes. I did a little research because I wanted to make sure like I got all the baby, because I know being a mom is such a huge part of your life.
Yes.
And you're an amazing mom, like just putting that out there. Like I love, like I was talking to Kate before stream, and she was like, I'm gonna put baby games away and I might have to run and give them a kiss on the head, or like, and I was like, that is the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life. But so you just started streaming. So how long ago since you started have you been streaming?
We started in, I believe it was January 16th was our first stream back.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh. So you rebranded. This was like a rebrand, right? Okay. So what did you, when you were, because that's a huge thing that streamers are sometimes scared to do and nervous to do, is to rebrand. So like when you decided to rebrand and take that leap, like what were you sort of like hoping to change and fix? And
essentially,
I twerk.
Yes, we don't twerk. We're twerking.
Yeah, twerk.
Essentially, so when I started streaming under my old name, like there were so many people who were like, this is the way you need to do this. And like so many people kind of got in my head a little bit and were like, this is the way that it needs to be done. And it took this beautiful thing that I started just for fun and morphed it into something I didn't want it to be. And so when I came back, I was like, I want this to be what I want it to be. I want to do it for myself. I don't want to have any of these preconceived notions that people are telling me this is what I want to do. So that's kind of how TotallyKayt was born, because I wanted it to be 100% totally me. And then here we are.
I love that though. And honestly, you know what? That is so true of when you first start streaming. It's so weird you even bring this up, because I was talking about this last stream about how when I first started streaming, one of the major things that people constantly told me was to show more skin or to show cleavage. It'll help me grow, like, you know, show your legs and sit in it, you know, angle your camera different. Like, I can't tell you how unrelenting it was when I first started streaming, and how if I had listened to them, I think, in some ways maybe I would have grown faster because that helps with visibility and stuff, but it would have changed the entire tone of what I wanted, and listening to those people was not what I wanted to do. And
absolutely,
so often when you first start streaming, you listen to others and not hear your own voice. So I love that you rebranded and now it feels more. How would you like define your new brand?
Essentially, I mean, it's just, again, just boils down to TotallyKayt, literally what I wanted to do. And like, things have happened that have taken me off path this year, and that's fine. You know, that's life. I recently, I guess, trigger warning really quickly for therapy and all that good stuff.
I was going to ask you about that too. And so, I'm glad you're bringing that up.
I was recently diagnosed with postpartum depression, and that I've really been struggling here recently just with, I mean, and the panini doesn't help and all of this stuff. And so I've not done everything that I wanted to do, but essentially what I really wanted with this was to, you know how like you have things in your life that you've always wanted to do and you've either been too afraid to do them, or people have told you that you weren't good enough, or they made those like little sly jokes where they're like, oh, well, what makes you think you could do that, or blah, 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 blah. That's kind of what I wanted it at essence to be. Finally doing all of those things that I've always wanted to do. Like creating Sims 4 custom content was something I've always wanted to do. And we did that on stream. I learned live and I was like, I wanted this to inspire other people to like, hey, look, I'm here doing this in front of you all live. I'm learning and failing and teaching. And like, if I can inspire one person to go after their dreams, that's kind of what I really wanted to be at its essence.
Yes. And also, I just want to go back to how brave it is of you to share with me and share with the community that what you're going through, postpartum depression, for anyone. Do you want to share what it is for anyone who might not know what that is?
I mean, I'm still learning about it. I mean, we all hear about it. Like, they're like, oh, it's the baby blues and all of this stuff. But essentially for me, it is just the overwhelming fear and anxiety that I am not good enough, but amplified even more so after birth. Your hormones are all over the place, and you have like all of these increase in hormones. And when you have the baby, they all crash and drop.
Right.
And so a lot of people have a hard time dealing with kind of that coming back to like a balance. And we had such a big, and I'm actually wanting to do a video about this at some point, talking about my journey in motherhood, because baby Games had a very rough first 6 months of life. He had to have a surgery at like 2 months old. We wound up in the ER at 3 days old. He had to wear a little helmet. We had to go through physical therapy. There's so much. And
oh my gosh. So that on top of even just being a new parent in the first place is like tremendously stressful and overwhelming. And like you said, your hormones are completely in flux and recalibrating, and that's so much to endure, again, during a panini, during a pandemic.
I couldn't even have the support from people that I normally would have.
Right. Wow. So, it's a lot. And honestly, it's so, I think it's this weird thing too. And I don't have any children, so I can't speak from experience, but my sister had a baby recently, and she sort of said that when you have a child and you do experience postpartum depression, or really any fluctuation from just, oh, I'm overjoyed to be a new mom, like other moms in the community sometimes look down on you, or like will say negative things like, oh, but you should just be so happy you have your baby. Well, that's not the reality for many women who have to endure pregnancy and labor, and then now becoming like your whole world shifts. You're a mother now. So it's so important for people like you to talk about these things and normalize these things in a major way. And it's really brave, because I don't know about you, but like there's this one girl on my TikTok. I don't know what the heck and poop this girl is talking about, but she talks about how like if you had a C-section, you didn't really give birth. And I want to throat punch her. Like she's spreading all of these horrific narratives about motherhood, and she's one of those other women who are saying like pushing like if you feel sad after you give birth, like that's, and I actually reported her account like 15 times.
I'm fixing to go there too. Give me the name, girl.
No, I do, because those sort of messages are so toxic and unhealthy, and it's not the reality. So you've taken a little break from streaming for this interim, right? And do you mind me asking, I know you've been posting on Twitter, so I hope it's okay to me asking, you started therapy, right?
Yes, I did. I'm
so proud of you. Thank you. That's amazing. Is it good? How do you feel?
Right now, we're still kind of getting into the nitty gritty of it. So essentially, she's wonderful. I love her. She's amazing. And like, I did a lot of research. One thing I could say for anyone who is looking into therapy, make sure that you look at what they stand for, and if they are focused on a certain religion or not, and what kind of like communities they support. because I specifically wanted someone who was non-denominational, who supported LGBTQ plus and all of that stuff. And so she is lovely.
I love that. That's actually great advice. And so you found her, how did you find her?
Psychology Today. I literally went to Psychology Today and went and looked for a therapist in my area, and it pulled up and like it shows you like what they specialize in and different things. And the person I found is specifically for self-love and self-esteem, which is another huge thing I've always struggled with. Me and myself are not best friends. We're working on it.
You're working. I love that. Everyone's a work in progress. It's so no one has all their shit together. But I love that you're like, we're not best friends, but we're working on it, and that is a very powerful message. It really is. So when you first started talking to her, this was really for you for working on the postpartum depression and also like your own connections with yourself.
Yes. So she officially diagnosed me with postpartum at our last session, which was like, I had this whole like meltdown about it. Like there's no shame in it at all. But like there's still kind of like, I want to speak out about it more because there is such a stigma behind postpartum depression and behind women experiencing this. And we kind of already touched on that. So, but yeah, that was, anxiety was my main thing. That was something I really experienced. That's what a lot of my postpartum is manifesting in, is anxiety. I like to say before I gave birth, I definitely had high functioning anxiety. Now I just have anxiety. The high functioning part is gone.
I love that too. Honestly, I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder in the 4th grade. And I always say that anxiety, it's not like other mental ailments in the terms of it really can fluctuate and change with wherever you are in your life. And it can evolve in positive ways or negative ways or just different ways, depending on where you're at and what's going on in your life. So yours has shifted, it sounds like. Yes. And now it's like you need to address it more. Like it's not the monster that lives in the back anymore. It's the monster that's more in the forefront kind of thing. Yeah. Do you feel like that's
absolutely. Because before it was like I was able to be, on top of things, highly organized, highly motivated, but that was just my anxiety and people pleasing, like driving the bus.
Stop talking to me in that tone of voice right now. How dare you? The audacity. Are you calling me out, Kate? Come on. No, I completely understand that feeling so much. And that's something I'm too working on. And thank you so much for sharing that, is that like how to differentiate between like, is this Haley wanting to do these things because she wants to, or is it my anxiety being like, if you don't do these things, you're a failure and everything's gonna collapse under you. Oh my God, Kate, stop. But I love that is something that so many people struggle with on a day-to-day basis, and it just becomes the normal of their lives. And it can change on a dime. Like it can change and all of a sudden you're like, oh, hi, you're different. Can't do that today. I can't get out of bed today, which is also a totally normal thing. So how many sessions have you had with your therapist now?
I have had 3. I have my 4th one coming up next week, I think. So
do you find yourself looking forward to it?
I do. And actually we were supposed to have one today, but she had to move it. And so I was like, I'm like in the middle of like, I don't know. I had this weird thing where anxiety manifested and there was no cause. So at least if there's like, if I can pinpoint like the cause for my anxiety, I can do something about it. This was one of the first times I've had a spell where there was no cause. And I was seconds away from a panic attack from about I'd say 7 p.m. last night until probably about 6 p.m. today. Like I was just...
Oh my gosh. That's a long time to be in a heightened state. That's a very long time.
And so I was kind of sad that I couldn't meet with her today.
I know. Because you can feel like, oh, she's going to help. But you know what? The thing that's really... Like, it's really... Because, you and I've seen your streams. I know you've popped into my stream. So we haven't had a chance, like, one-on-one talk. We talk through Twitter a little bit. But, like, it's so... it's like hurting me how relatable this like, it's so true. I feel we have a lot of people pleasers in my community, and a lot of people who are, as you said, like high functioning anxiety. And the thing that I also have anxiety sometimes for no reason.
Yes.
And those are the hardest brain waves to tackle, because like you said, if you can identify the monster, you'll know how to slay it in one way or the other. But if the monster's there and you have no idea where it came from, I always think that you can't, like, there's always like this subconscious feeling like maybe there's something you're not thinking about, and it's like you can't even figure it out what it is. It's in the background and it's making like white noise. But I completely understand that feeling. And I'm so sorry you were in such a heightened state for so long. How are you feeling now? Do you feel okay?
I'm feeling better. I mean, like, drained. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just kind of like, hi. My little kitty cat decided to come jump up on. He's like, my mommy needs me. Hello,
what's your
darling.
cat's name?
His name is Cash. He's a little black cat. He is 3 years old, and he's my other baby. He's my first baby.
He's your first baby.
Yeah.
He's an all black cat?
He is all black except for this little tiny white dot he has on his chest.
Oh, cute. And his name is Cat. For some reason, I thought you were going to say his name is Cat.
No.
Like when you were like, his name is Cash, and I was like, she named her cat, which would be hilarious, but like not very personalized.
There is a amazing story behind Cash. I actually, he is my emotional support cat.
Oh,
I actually, I met him the day that my grandfather passed away. And that was the first big loss in my family. And, basically, he was in this big Petco cage, and there were these 3 little black kittens, and there was one of them that was just sitting there staring at me, and the rest were playing. And I was like,
oh, he called to you.
I was like, I really love him. And I was like, okay, well, let's go, let's leave. And then we came back after the funeral, like 4 days later. And I was like, there's no way these cats are still going to be there. My partner didn't think they would still be there. We go in and all 3 of them are there.
Oh my God. Wow.
And so I asked if I could hold them, and it was the same one that was staring at me. They changed their collars, so I couldn't tell like which one was which, but it was like the same one. And I was just like,
and you knew it. You knew it. Oh my gosh.
And so
he might be your familiar too.
I've kind of thought that here recently too. He definitely is very in tune with me. I'm starting down that path. I'm still learning. I'm a baby witch.
Yes. Oh, yes. We have a baby witch in our midst, guys. That makes me so excited. Oh my God, yes. And you already have your black cat in place? Like, yes. Babe, you're miles ahead. You're miles ahead. But honestly though, Kate, like, we actually have a secret coven within my Discord. You can't see it unless I invite you in. It's like our secret, it's like our chamber of secrets. So if you ever want to join, they're all practicing witches in there, all different kinds. Oh my, I'm so excited for you to join. So what have you been come play with us. What have you been gravitating towards in your witchcraft?
Right now, I've been really looking into kind of kitchen witchery a little bit because
we got another kitchen witch, Nubina. Okay, love that. Yes.
I mean, it's just something that like you can do in everyday life really easily, like adding things into your coffee, adding things into your dinner. So that, and like I've always been fascinated. I've always loved crystals. I've always been fascinated by pendulum work. I've always loved tarot cards. And I think witchcraft for me is going to be a really nice way for me to kind of call my power back to myself and believe in myself.
Absolutely.
That's a huge thing for me is like, I don't know if you do this, probably more than likely. I feel like we're the same person.
We're the same person right now. So yeah, I'm going to just say preemptively, yes.
But like, you ever have this like really good idea and like you're super excited about it, but you still go and ask like 4 other people's opinions?
Yes, of course. Are you kidding me? Like, yes, I ask all of my mods. I'll ask my husband like 16 times. I'll call my mom. Like, are you kidding me? Yes.
Yep. And so I feel like if I can really commit myself to this, it'll be a really good way for me to feel powerful.
Yes, it does.
Because I
it really
miss
helps.
that, absolutely.
Because
like,
also the other beautiful thing about witchcraft is so much of it is about manifesting. And
yes.
you can manifest like your own power source. And you can do that with your own power source, which is sort of like a double, like a cyclical thing, but it's absolutely 100% true. And I love kitchen witchery because it's all about intention. So if you're already going to bake a cake or bake bread, you know, you can use certain herbs or spices that have certain, you know, components with it. Like cinnamon is such an amazing herb, or like allspice. And you can just incorporate those spices, and that bread is sort of your potion, if you will. And you can just incorporate what you want. And I love kitchen witchery, and I think it's amazing that you're kind of on this path. Crystals is amazing. I have a problem. I have so many crystals. I have so many crystals, but it's really something I think that, I mean, I really hope that you get into it and enjoy, because I have very similar sort of like centering. I have trouble centering myself sometimes. I have trouble, you know, believing in myself and setting my own intentions for what I want. And even when I do, I always have to tell myself you can't manifest negative thoughts, because
I saw that tweet.
Oh my God, I'm not kidding, because it's so true. Like, I'll have intrusive or negative thoughts, and I have to repeatedly tell myself, like, you cannot manifest negative or intrusive thoughts. You can only manifest with which your heart really desires. So that's something that I struggle with as well. So I love that you're sort of, are you also into like plants and gardening, or is that really not?
I try to be.
It's tricky. I know, it's tricky.
I love the idea of plants so very much. But I have not had the time to really put focus into them just yet. I was gifted some beautiful plants by my partner, and I had gotten them when I was working from home, and now I'm back in the office, so I'm not here to take care of them. And so,
they're hard. Plants are tricky. Plants are very, I'm a green eclectic witch.
I love it.
So yeah, I have a very large garden. She's a little overgrown. Actually, Anna, I have a TikTok of parts of my garden, and Anna was like, how is it after the storm? And I was like, overgrown. She got too much water, too much. She is like very fertile. But I feel the same way. So I do a little bit of kitchen witchery and things like that, but I love plants, because I always feel like the earth can is alive, literally, and you're connected. We're all alive, we're all interconnected, and I'll just like go outside and like walk around in my bare feet and just like get, you know, and it just reconnects me. And I love crystals for that same reason, the groundingness of it. And I am a plant lady, not like Kalina. Kalina
is the plant goddess.
She's an indoor plant. I have like 7 or 8 indoor plants, and I'm like, that's enough. But I have a bajillion outdoor plants, and I have a huge herb garden. I went outside today because I was making soup, and I always say when I'm cutting my herbs, I'm like, thank you for growing, thank you for being beautiful, thank you for your sacrifice. Like, I sing to them when I water them, and my husband will come out and he's like, really? Every time? I'm like, yes. They hear it. They appreciate it. And yes, they absolutely do. But it's really like when you find something that you feel connected to, it's an amazing thing. And I'm so happy that you're, you know, on your path, which is great and amazing. And I think that maybe that would be something really nice to share with, you know, your child as he grows. He's a boy, right?
Yes.
Yes. Just double checking as he grows up, and like especially if you like kitchen witching. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's just a little bit like, you know, and and that's one thing I love about it is it's all your intention. Yes. It's just doing everything in your life with intention, and that resonated so highly with me.
And you know what I think is also sort of beautiful about being a witch, and like even if you don't, or spiritual, whatever you want to call it, what I love is it's really rooted in womanhood. There's so much about that. Does not mean that men cannot participate in witchcraft. They absolutely can, and they can be just as immersed in it as a woman, but a lot of witchcraft is part of womanhood, and fertility and you know, what's the word I'm thinking of? Kate, help me. I'm thinking it's like when they were women, not
just
seers,
feminine power.
Like
I mean,
feminine power. Yes.
I saw something just the other day, or maybe it was even today, where it was like, why does every teenage girl seem to have like a witch phase? And it's because it's the one archetype we can give ourselves that is not rooted in the power of a man. It's not, the power is from you.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm like,
and it's sort of a rebellious sort of energy too. Like, you know, many witches over the centuries had to do it in secrecy, or they were healers, and that was, or, you know, they became like, you know, men kind of went the shamanist route. But like, what I love is it was sort of had to be veiled in secrecy, but there was something very powerful. Men needed women's help with herbs. Like, I'm reading this crazy book about botanicals and poisons. No, I'm not getting any ideas, people, okay? My husband, when he saw the book, was like, what are you reading? And it says like botanicals and poisons in your backyard. It's like, what are you reading? And I was like, no, it's not that. But there's so much power like at your fingertips of things that are, again, poisonous and non-poisonous, but it's an amazing art form. And I love that you're on that path. So you're working, you said, in an office right now. Do you mind me asking, what do you do for because streaming's not right now your full time?
No, I am in a call center, and that yeah.
Oh my God. Well, is it for like customer service?
Yeah, and it's essentially one thing that I really, really, really want to figure out is I've always wanted to help people. That is kind of at my core. I've always wanted to do something in service. So I'm thinking about maybe getting Reiki certified. That's something that I've kind of had an idea of for a while, doing Reiki service. What is
Reiki service? I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine. It's energy healing. So essentially it is another like spiritual
got it.
path where like you actually work with like the chakras, and you can do energy clearing, blockage clearing, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm looking at doing Reiki certification. I'm naturally gifted with my hands. I am really good at like being able to, I work on my mom's back constantly. I literally can touch her back and be like, it's out here. And she's like, but it hurts over here. I'm like, yeah, but I can tell just from the way the muscle is laying, this is where it's actually pulling. So I'd love to eventually be able to get into maybe even like massage or something like that, to being able to help people. Because call center life is...
How long have you been doing that for?
I have been in this particular job for 7 years.
Oh, that's a long time. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Especially to be in customer service. That's
And I recently found out I'm kind of in like a leadership position type place on the team that I'm on. Not an official job title, but I have the opportunity to potentially work from home permanently on my company's equipment. And I told my boss that I wanted to do that. And she was like, well, you can't do that and keep your leadership position. And I said, okay, I want to give it up. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to be
go home. Yeah.
Please,
yes,
thank you.
Absolutely.
And I recently found out that they are talking about giving that position to someone else, but they're looking at making it an actual position. So something I've been asking for years. And I found out we make the exact same pay, even though I've been there 7 years and she's been there for 2.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, so let's unpack this. So are they offering, because this is like, that's really, really, really messed up. So they're offering the position that you would ideally have wanted working. Was it working from home as well?
No.
Okay.
I was told it can't be done working from home, which is, I don't know.
Okay.
About that,
but yeah, but then they're thinking about offering that to her. And Oh boy. Oh my.
Yeah.
But is it because you wanted to work remotely and they didn't think the job could be from remote?
Yeah,
Oh,
they don't think
boy.
that the leadership position can be done from home, but I did it for a whole
Everything
year.
can be done. Exactly. And you know what? That's what we've talked about so much on stream, is that pretty much every employer needs to like kick rocks about this. You can't work from home. The
Yeah.
whole planet had to work remotely for over a year. Every job, almost every job can, especially in a corporate style setting,
Yeah.
can be done from home. So that's ridiculous that they're trying to pull that with you and say you can't.
And then
So
they've sent everyone home that's on the list but me. I'm the last one on the list, and they can't let me go until someone takes my position. So I'm kind of just stuck.
So when you say let you go home, you mean?
Yeah, let me go home. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like also because you're a new mother, it
Mm-hmm.
probably like should have been offered and set up early. Like they should actively try to be more understanding about that, because like
yeah.
you have a new baby at home, and you know being a mother and working from home. And I mean, can your son go to daycare right now? Like is
He actually, my mom keeps him, so that was
Oh, that's so
something
nice.
we talked about like before I ever even got pregnant, was that I would like for my mom to be able to keep him, and so he's with my mom 5 days a week.
Nice. That's
But
a lot
right
for
now,
her though. Yeah.
right now, I have to leave for work before he wakes up in the morning, and I do not see him until 6 o'clock at night for the first
boy.
time.
Oof, yeah, that's hard. That's really hard. And that probably is not helping with like your own
Depression,
body.
yeah.
Your own body reacclimating with its new roles and motherhood and getting into, because did you have maternity leave, or did they not even do that?
Yeah.
I don't even know if they do that anymore. Like,
I had some form of maternity leave. Essentially, they were like, you get 6 weeks, 2 weeks are unpaid. You can use your vacation for that if you have it. And then the 4 remaining weeks are a portion of your pay based on how long you've been with the company.
America. Jeez Louise. And it's so sad because I read an article like about a week or so ago on Reddit that was talking about maternity leaves in other countries. And I'm pretty sure like Switzerland offers 6 months paid maternity leave. Like that's so basically you had a month of like half pay essentially. And then the other 2 weeks were on your own like time off that you've accrued.
Yeah. And then I took
Yikes.
the remaining 2 months off without pay.
Oh my. Oof. I'm really so sorry that like women who choose to want to be a mother now have to choose sort of between their health and their happiness and connecting with their child and their child's health and happiness, or keeping their career. That seems immensely. Did your partner get paternity leave, or
It was really nice because we were both working remotely before I gave birth. And so he actually was home the entire time that I was.
Nice.
I am going to smooch my baby real quick, and
go
then I'll be right
smooch
back.
that baby. No, smooch that baby. But hello, sweet music woman, how are you? But that's just so unfortunate that also like you basically have no choice because you'll lose like the career. And obviously like Kate is talking about a career that it doesn't sound like is very satisfactory for what she wants to do. But I still feel that you shouldn't be made to choose. That doesn't seem
I hate
fair.
that in America it's literally like we want you to, repopulate the earth. You need to have babies, but like you're also going to be punished for having a baby.
Crazy. And that's also a whole, I think that our generation, Kate, do you mind me asking how old you are?
I am much 31.
Okay, I was gonna say, I felt like I was much older than you, but then as we were talking, because like, I don't know why, I just felt like I'm 30, so we're like literally the same age, but you have a very like young energy, so I thought, I don't know. But no, I think that like our age, like millennials and whatever, we're like figuring out very quickly, like, do we actually, having a child doesn't seem, and like, I hope that as our generation starts having children, we keep forcing change, because it needs to change. It should not be this way that it seems as though a woman is said, you are inadequate if you don't want to have a child. And
but
also,
if you have a child, you can't be with them because you have to work to live.
Right. Which is it's just not fair. It's just not a fair choice to have. And I'm not saying that it's not, difficult, because I think fathers should get to know their child too. Like
Yeah.
paternity leave should be offered from every company. It's ridiculous to think that the dad doesn't get to know his child either because he has to work. That's not fair either. But it's so unfortunate that we have to choose between being, you know, parents, our own individual self, and mothers and fathers, and then having a career. That's like impossibly difficult. And I'm so sorry that you're in that predicament. So what is your goal for this job? Are you hoping to one day leave, or what's the end game? Do you
Right
know?
now, end game is get to work remotely from home. That should hopefully relieve a lot of my stress. It will allow for more time in the mornings because I have an hour commute right now. It'll leave.
You have an hour commute each way?
Yeah.
Oh, babe.
That's why content creation has had to like pretty much stop because I'm just exhausted.
Too much. That's too much.
But like
too much.
it will let me be able to do like more content creation in the morning, or like I can even take care of myself because like this is on depression, y'all. There are weeks where like I may not get to shower at all. Because I get home from work, I clean up enough to be able to touch my baby. I spend 3 hours being a mom, and by the time he hits the bed, I'm going to bed too because I got to get up and do it all over again.
Right. It's a grind, and by the way, you should never feel like you have to do things like you know what I mean? Like this is also another thing that about mental health I always talk, like getting out of bed when you're depressed is a milestone. And for people who have never experienced true depression, which again, it's not just feeling sad or being down in the dumps or feeling blue. Depression is its own beast, and just getting out of bed is something to applaud sometimes. And just showering or brushing your teeth, self-care becomes like climbing Mount Everest.
Yes.
So the fact that you even want to come home and spend time with your baby games, and you want to do anything, because like maybe you want to come home and you don't even want to talk to anybody. You don't want to do anything. And that's totally valid. That's completely valid to feel that way. You are doing so much and you have very little time to yourself. And like, what time do you have to go to sleep?
He goes to bed between 8:30 and 9:30. So as soon as he's down, I'm going to sleep too. So I'm up past my bedtime.
I was just gonna say, I'm so sorry. I was looking at the clock, but you're in Central, right?
Yes, I'm in Central time.
So it's not as late as where I am, because I was like, oh my God, it's almost midnight here. I was like, oh my gosh, that's too late. But no, that means a lot that you took the time out in everything that's going on to talk to us, because you are somebody who I remember even before you got on SideQuest and were like recruited, I remember seeing, like, we were in the same circles on Twitter, and I was always like, oh my God, I freaking love her. Like, what the heck? And when I heard you were on SideQuest, I was so excited.
Yes.
I was so excited. So where are you right now? So you're taking a break from streaming until potentially you work remote and then you'll restart?
More than likely, yes. And then like with the stuff that's going on Twitch right now too, that kind of like was an extra. I'm going to kind of take a step back until they can protect people.
Well, you know what? I was going to talk about this after stream, but I'd love to talk to you about it too.
Yeah.
So what Kate is talking about is do better Twitch and like take a day off Twitch. So I'm in a very conflicted place, and I love to hear your thoughts on it. So nobody should stream and feel unsafe.
Right.
No one should stream and feel marginalized. No one should stream and feel harassed or in danger, period. End of sentence, right? And I just feel, and I know like that even if, let's say, 1,000, and this might be my own like, this, I don't know, but even if 1,000 of us smaller tens of thousands, smaller content creators take the day off, Twitch will not probably necessarily address these issues as they should or as quickly as they should unless the big guys take off, and they're not going to. So I've had people privately message me like, are you taking the day off on Wednesday? And I like don't know what to do. I have a podcast scheduled, which is sort of becoming its own issue because like it's its own thing. I don't, but then I also like, I want to help the people and do something that could help. But conversely, I don't think it's going to make as much of an impact unless the big guys do it.
Right.
So what do you feel? How do you feel about that?
Me personally, I mean, there's no wrong way to protest, right? Like, I mean, you can do a sit-in, which is almost essentially what this is. Like, if you choose to take the first off of streaming, you're essentially sitting in and saying, this is what we're doing. You can be vocal about it on your platforms. I've seen great things on each side, and I don't think there's any wrong way as long as we're talking about it. Taking the day off, that's going to make a small impact. Talking about it makes a small impact. And if it all comes together, they will have to listen eventually. Being loud and vocal totally helps. Taking a stand if it's how you feel and stopping to stream and trying to stop revenue to Twitch, totally valid. But I know for some people this is their job, and they can't, you can't endanger your own livelihood. But then you just be vocal about it on your platform. It's
that's sort of my thinking too. Like, it's such a when these things arise. And I understand that Twitch is an enormous company, but they have a tremendous amount of income at their disposal to be able to rectify these things. This is not like a basement operation over here. Like, they're owned by Amazon, guys. Amazon went to the friggin', like, literally went to outer space, okay?
Yep.
They can fix these problems with probably, like, a patch, like a very quick 1, 2, 3. And I don't necessarily even know why they haven't done that. Do you have any sense of why these hate raids have become so prominent? And also, to be fair, I've been follow botted and chat botted before these raids ever happened at least a dozen times through the years I've been streaming, if not more than a dozen times. And we've had a practice in place with my mods way before the hate raid started of what to do when they come in, how to shut it down quickly. We've had a practice in place. We actually got a hate raid on my birthday. And it was literally annihilated from my mod team in like 2 seconds. And that's because I'm a large enough streamer that I have a lot of mods. If I was a smaller streamer, and I'm still a small streamer, but if I only had like one other mod, I'd be crippled. Do you know what I mean? It'd be absolutely debilitating to deal with that influx. But I had so many mods handling it. It was done in 2 seconds.
Right.
But why do you think it hasn't? Do you have a sense of why it hasn't been addressed with Twitch?
I know there was a really interesting thread going around recently from a cybersecurity expert, being that essentially when people do these types of cyber attacks and do these things that these people are doing, they want the attention. That's why a lot of people tell you, if you do experience this, to not give them what they want, shut it down, keep going about your day. I know that's very extremely hard to do. I am a Cancer rising. We're an emotional hoe.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Okay. I love how you said an emotional hoe. I love you.
I'm an emotional hoe. Okay.
Oh my God. I freaking love that so much. That's amazing.
I battle with myself. So I'm a Cancer rising, a Virgo sun, and a Pisces moon. So I got that dreamy energy, that emotional energy. And then my Virgo brain's like, hey, like, let's get our shit together.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. So you have aren't those like Pisces and Cancers are the two most emotional signs?
Yeah.
And then the Virgo in the middle is hanging on for dear life over here. Oh, sweet baby. Okay. So yeah, I totally understand if you were to get a big raid, how it would affect you. Yeah. I can.
And so, but essentially that cybersecurity was coming through and saying that that may be why they've not made as many statements, because they don't want them to get that satisfaction of feeling acknowledged for it while working on it on the back end. But on the other hand, you have these people who are literally, I mean, this isn't just inflating their numbers. This isn't just saying a few nasty things in chat. I've seen people being doxxed.
Dangerous things.
And that's, for me, like, having a child, that's the other reason I've been like, nope, I'm gonna take a step back, because I can't risk my child. Safety, I can't risk him.
Yeah, I know, and you're very right. And I think just as like for anyone who may be listening, who may be a streamer and may have this issue, what Kate is talking about is insanely important. If you ever get follow botted or raided, a hate raid or anything like that, do not even address it. Like, don't, like, it's, I know it's really hard, but that's all they're trying to do, is they're just trying to get a rise out of the streamer to make the streamer upset. And if you give them that satisfaction, they'll probably keep doing it. So for instance, on my birthday stream, we got a hate raid. My mods were taking it down and I threw a dance party. I just started dancing and celebrating, and but I'm a Leo. I was
gonna say, that's not Leo energy.
Kate, I actually, like 2 or 3 podcasts ago, I had my natal chart read to me.
Love it.
It was like my longest podcast. It was like 2.5 hours because it wasn't supposed to be. They're always an hour segment, but I just let it go on because I wanted to know everything. But I'm a Leo rising, a Scorpio in the middle, and a Capricorn. No, wait. I'm a Leo sun, a Scorpio moon, and a Capricorn. I don't remember. Those 3. I'm a Leo, Scorpio, and a Capricorn. I just don't remember the order.
Makes sense.
Leo is the main one, though.
If I had to guess, I'd say it would be Scorpio moon. Because that's like very private, like keeping stuff like the Scorpios are secret bitches. Like they are.
Oh, well, I don't know. Wait, does anyone remember what he told me? I don't remember.
Not us going back in the VOD right now.
I know, right back in that. But my Capricorn is the workhorse. He said that like literally I'll be on my I will be done for the day. I'm like, no, you're not. Keep going. And but I'm a Scorpio. Friggin' heck, I don't remember the other one. But you want to know what's so weird? Do you know anything about natal charts, Kate?
I know kind of like basic stuff about it. One of my best friends is also a witch, and so like she has been telling me all the things, and we actually did I'll have to tell you about this sometime. We did our first ritual together, and it was a whole thing.
Oh my God, what was it for, if you don't mind me asking?
It was just it was for the Leo
moon. Leo moon. Oh, in the Lionsgate on August 8th.
Yes.
Oh, sweetheart. Yeah, that's the best manifestation day ever. And I was at a wedding. I was at a friggin' wedding. Big mad. I couldn't do anything. I was there until 11:30 at night. I was big sad. But yeah, no, tell me what you guys were doing.
We essentially just made confidence moon water jars where you can shake it and it reactivates everything. Although we accidentally almost made bombs.
Oh, I God, stop.
Well, we didn't think about it. Okay,
what did you put in there?
My partner came in with the science because I was freaking out because we put honey in the jars, right?
Okay, beautiful.
And,
honey's great.
Yeah, bringing it in with some sweetness. And my honey started leaking out of my corked jar. I corked it and sealed it with wax, and honey was leaking out, and I was freaking out. I was like, what does this mean?
I've never seen this before. Yeah, what's happening?
Right. And so my friend was like, just bury it. We'll just do it again. So
the other day, you put it in, you actually buried it in the ground?
I haven't yet, but I'm going to, yeah.
Oh, okay, keep going.
And so hers, she had hers sitting on her desk, and she did hers in this big mason jar. I'm an aesthetic host, so I got these little cute vials. But she did hers in a mason jar. And we were talking the other night, and she said that hers just popped up. You know how mason jars will pop when they're not sealed. And so I was talking to my partner about it. He was like, Kate, the honey was essentially fermenting because you had organic matter in there. And essentially if you had let it go, it would have exploded because that's what fermenting stuff does.
You actually were creating a little bomb. And that's so funny. I just saw a video on TikTok of a girl who made kombucha, and she opened it up and it exploded. Yeah. Same premise. Oh yes. Oh my God. And you did organic honey too. So what did you put in there? It was honey, your moon water. Did you put anything? Did you put yeast in there for good measure?
No.
Just let it grow uncontrolled. Honey bread for everybody. Oh my God.
We did rosemary and some cinnamon, and I put
the bacteria. Wait, the decomposition from the rosemary was
Yeah.
definitely playing. Okay, yes.
Yeah,
I
so it's
love
like
you so
all
much.
of the herbs like
Oh my-
decomposing.
And they were like, and then the decomposing that's what fermentation is.
Yeah.
Basically love that. Love that.
So like we're
Ma'am.
like, if we do this again, we're not putting water in there because of course. And then the funny thing is, the spell jar we did, you shake it. So we're literally shaking this thing that's
bomb.
fermenting.
It just like explodes in your hand, and you're like, oh my god, this is definitely manifesting right now. This is exploding.
Yeah.
But I kind of like love the. You know what though? You were dabbling, and that's all about witchcraft. Is you're trying out different things. You're figuring out what's like what you like in there, what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But I love that you did the chemistry of witchcraft.
Yes.
That's what I'm always working on. And okay, can I tell you? Okay,
Yes.
I bought this book. Like, stop. I bought this book from Etsy. Oh my god, I can't wait to show everybody on stream when I get it. It's gonna take like 2 more months. She hand makes these books. It's humongous, Kate. It's like the size of probably your child. It is huge, and it has 1,000 pages in it of like hand dyed, like purpley color.
Mm-hmm.
I'll post it in Discord. It's gonna be my new book of shadows because
I love it.
All my other ones are very small and they get filled up in like 2 seconds, and I'm like, oh, now I have 27 books. So I got one big one. I bought all these books. They're called I got a book called Backyard Apothecary. I got the Encyclopedia of Herbs. It's like 3,000 pages.
Yes.
And I bought little pretty tabs because I'm also an aesthetic bitch. And I bought all these pretty tabs to like mark and like color code so that I could put it into the book easier. Like,
I love it.
I understand. And like, I'm still learning. I've been a practicing witch for, how old am I now? 30? Since I was 15, but I'm still learning. Like I am always constantly learning, and I am always shocked. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, wait, what? Like, wait, that's what that's for? Like it will never cease to blow my mind how versatile things can be used. And I love that you also, you know what's another really good book, Kate? I'll send it to you. Do
Yes,
you
please.
like New Orleans vibes?
Yes. I went to New Orleans. That was my senior trip.
Oh my God. Yes.
Because I'm obsessed with vampires. I'm obsessed with Anne Rice. Like, I had to go to New Orleans.
Oh my God. So I went to New Orleans for my birthday. I can't say no. How do you say that? New Orleans.
New Orleans.
So I'm from New York. I say New Orleans. I'm not fancy. But here's the thing. I went for my birthday, and I was like you. That city has a amazingly special place in my heart. It was the most alive energy I have like ever felt in my life, and it had a huge impression on me. I had my tarot read there, and whoa, it was hauntingly accurate. Like and the reader, she was doing it so casually, but dropping like bombs on me. And I was like, whoa, slow down. She was amazing. But I got this book. I believe it's called like Honey and Sugar, which may remind me of your spell. It's all about hoodoo and voodoo, but not like in an appropriate, like it's not taking their culture, but it's like referencing the historical nature of like sugar and like how so much of voodoo is based in sugar and honey, and I think you'd love it. I'd actually think you'd really like it. So, and it's all about like cooking and like different potions and bombs, so I think you'd love it. But I love that you're getting into it and that you are manifesting for yourself. It's a very powerful. Oh, Mr. Rickman found I'm a rising Scorpio, a sun Leo, and a moon Capricorn.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, so it's a whole, I think that's a lot of junk in there. It's a lot of stuff in there in that little bit. But I love that thank you, Ms. Rickman. I love that you're getting into it and that you're experiencing it. Do you have a book of shadows?
I'm brand new. Like I've dabbled for years, but I think I've just recently been like, nope, we're going to do this thing. So like, brand spanking new.
Yes. And now you get to just like find your path and figure out what you like and like things that you might not like and things that you're like, oh my God. Like, and if you're like aesthetic-y like me, where you like to make like beautiful book of shadows.
I know, I'm like, Haley, please send me the link to that.
I freaking will. And I'm going to send put pictures up as I work on it, because it's going to be, this is the book that if I ever choose one day to have a child, I will pass the book down, because I want it to be filled with everything I've ever learned and taught myself. And I think that like, I want it to be pretty.
Well, yeah.
You know?
Like, I mean, we visually pleasing things is just so nice. Like I like visually pleasing food because we eat with our eyes, and if it makes me happy, like
Heck yes, I'm the same way. Like food, like you visualize. Maybe that's wait. So you're a Cancer, Pisces, Virgo.
Yes.
What are like? So like I'm not very good at astrology. That's one of my things. Like it's never been part of my practice. And so when I had my natal chart, I found out that all of my planets but 2 are in 2 houses, which he said was the rarest. He's done over 100 readings, and he said I had like the most. He literally had to restudy how to do this because my chart, he had never seen it before.
Oh, that's so cool.
Which is cool. And when he's telling me, by the way, my butthole was puckering. I was like, oh my God, what does this mean? What does this mean? Is this bad? And it really wasn't bad, actually. But the thing is that like I don't know a lot about that. And I think it's a very powerful thing that you know so much about your signs and what signs, like do Cancers and Leo, are they like a good fit? Are we supposed to be best friends?
I mean, screw the stars. I want to be your best friend. So,
like, no, I love that. I feel like we have so many things in common, and I poop and adore you. I think you're amazing.
Oh,
and
I think you're amazing too.
No, stop. Okay, now we're just gonna talk for the remainder of time about how we're each amazing.
Yes, I love it.
So this is the amazing, no, you're amazing portion of the stream. I also have another question, Kate. How excited are you for the fall?
So excited. So I love fall. I'm literally so
I chose your most fall-y picture. I was like, I need that in my life right now.
Yes, fall has always been my favorite season because let's be honest, it has the best movies. It has the best clothing. It has the best taste. So like the cinnamon and the allspice and the I'm just so ready.
Pumpkin.
Yes. And I'm so excited. I usually celebrate starting August 1st.
I love that. And I actually am not kidding, Kate. I went to Starbucks today, and my Starbucks finally unrolled pumpkin spice lattes. So I have a rule. I don't have the hot one is superior. I'm sorry. It's the supreme. But I don't have them until the first crisp day of fall. Like I will wait until it's cozy and I have a scarf on, and I will wait. I will be patient. But I got a cold brew pumpkin spice, and did I scream for 45 minutes and take a boomerang and post it to Instagram? Yes. I did. Like absolutely I did, because I can't wait. I actually think fall also because it's so interwoven, obviously, like Halloween, I said All Hallows and Samhain and you know, there's so much power in death and rebirth in the fall, the energy of the fall. Can I ask you, you don't have to tell me, but where do you live? What state do you live
am in the South. So that's why I like to start celebrating early because it's still going to be 90 degrees in October.
No, Kate, don't hurt me like that.
I'm just going to come visit you.
You have to, and I will take you. I have one of the best, like, witchcraft stores, like a bunch of them. I live in a very witchy place, and there are stores that have, like, crystals the size of a human body. It's insane and amazing. And I can't believe, so you live somewhere where it's going to be hot all
I mean, not all, like, so I am in, like, I'm not in Florida.
Okay, so you're not in the basement. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not down there.
I'm in the mid. So, like, we do have seasons, but like, I mean, in November, I might still be wearing some tank tops. It depends because global warming.
That's true. That's a factor for sure. It might snow in October the whole month. I don't even know. Last October, it rained like almost every single day, and my heart was like, I was like, bro, I couldn't walk around. And one of my favorite things is to like walk around with a hot pumpkin spice latte.
Last Halloween was just sad because like,
it was so sad. Yeah,
I wanted to take my baby like trick or treating, and I wanted to take him and do pumpkin patch and all that stuff, and we just were sad bears at home.
It's so true. And like we had bought our house in October, and I decorated a little bit, but we had just moved and painted the house. I didn't want to decorate, to the fullest extent, but also like not allowing trick-or-treaters like broke my heart because it's such a huge part of Halloween, and it just isn't the same, without
we bought a house in April, and we moved into like a really like trick-or-treater friendly neighborhood, and I was like so excited, and then I was just like, you know what?
I know, it's such a letdown. It was such a, I'm hoping that this October like might be different, but I'm still a nervous Nelly about the community. So I'm still very conflicted, but I do feel like, and last Halloween was also like, I'm pretty sure it was a full hunter's moon on a Saturday. And
it was like, perfect.
Oh, it was the perfect Halloween. It was like the perfect Halloween. But I am optimistic for this fall. And I feel like the energy that's brewing already for the fall is going to be really spectacular in a lot of ways. And and also, okay, before we wrap up, favorite Halloween movie.
Favorite Halloween movie? Practical Magic.
Oh, yes. Stop.
Yes.
Stop. Okay, Practical Magic is like how I feel like I've shaped my life.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, so Kate, when are we gonna move to New England and make an apothecary store? Can you tell me when?
Let's heckin' do it, like right now. Like I'll sell my house. Let's go.
At the poop coven, let's go. All my witches, let's go. It would be like, I love that movie, and again, it's all about like, to me, like womanhood and connections through women. I do love that one, and also Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out for October.
I know,
which I'm very excited. I'm also nervous because like,
I was like, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yes. Well, Bette Midler is in it, and they're all the original Sanderson sisters are in it, so it's gonna be good because Bette Midler would not let us down.
No, absolutely. And if she does,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. But no, honestly, it was so nice talking to you tonight, Kate, and it was so good getting to know you better, because I feel like we're in the same team, side quests, and we're in the same circles on Twitter, but like you and I have never gone to like personally touch base. Touch base is so corporate of me. Whoopsie, sorry. But let's interface again, okay? But thank you so much, Kate. Is there anything else you want to share with us for tonight?
No, just thank you for having me. Thank you for being wonderful and hosting me on this lovely, cozy community. And it was just really nice to actually get to talk to you. And it's like, again, I think we're just the same person in different bodies.
Yes.
So
we are. And we're literally like the exact same human being, and I appreciate you. And I'll also, because like you're like this sweet, sensitive soul, and I'm like sweet and sensitive, but I'll also like punch your throat. So I could be like I'll be like your. No, I can't even do that. I'm lying to myself. I have like no spine. I'm like, here's my spine, guys. Do you need a kidney while I'm at it? So I don't know why I'm pretending like I'm not tough at all. But Kate, you are wonderful. I adore you so much. Thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule and with everything you have going on to talk with us. I'm really honored. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. And you are amazing, and you might be going through a little bit of a darkness, but you are the light, and the clouds will disperse, and you will be okay. I have full faith in you. You are amazing. Thank you so, so, so much for joining us tonight. This was Totally Kayt. I am Poop Witch X. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Coven Conversations, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.